You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
Welcome to another edition of the OHL in 60 podcast with Colin Ward. I am Reece Doumani. BC is behind the scenes working everything. I feel like I start every show questioning whether my English is English. I think that's like a weekly occurrence. That should be an opening segment. Is English English? Brought to you by Reece, who doesn't know how to speak English. But I don't know how to speak any other language because my school didn't offer Spanish, and I gave no craps about learning French. So, yeah, that's how that went. But I'm fired up. It was a bad day at work. Like, there was so much stupidity. It's not even funny. Oh, it was such a joke. At least the Wings won in an ultimate jersey game on Sunday at Madison Square Garden. So,
man, that was unbelievable.
That was solid. Can we start doing more of that? And at the OHL level, too? Because, like,
man, Kingston
a matchup in the OHL. Obviously, we can't have reds and reds, blues and blues, yellows and yellows. That's common sense. I know that doesn't exist very much, but like, what would be an all-time? I feel like the Kitchener Blues and the
old
London Greens.
Yeah, the old one, like the old school.
That'd be good. Yeah. Could you get away with the Oshawa Navies and the Peterborough Maroons? Or the Peterborough Blacks?
Yes.
Or do you think that'd be too close? I'm trying to think of rivals here for some reason.
Man, Friday night in Kingston. So, Peterborough, Kingston. Kingston's wearing their old circled K retros.
Right.
Peterborough has a chance to do something special.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Don't do the All Blacks. I hope.
Yeah,
Peterborough has a chance.
Those are not a huge fan. But
we're talking retro. We got one this weekend.
I guess. Like the Hamilton Bulldogs, obviously they're Brantford now, but Hamilton Oshawa, those were solid jerseys for the outdoor game at Tim Hortons Field. Obviously it was yellow and white, but I feel like if Oshawa would have gone navy, you go navy and yellow, that would have been top notch.
Yeah, Oshawa's looked really good. Oshawa's white like that.
They did.
Those look good. They nailed that. They knocked that out of the park.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, that just something to think about. We'll see. I mean, I'm still on the train of let's wear colors at home all year long and whites on the road.
Yeah, me too. I'll join you on that.
I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Maybe next time we see Brian Crawford at a game, we'll mention that. We saw him on Friday at the Civic Center with his Ancaster Angels under 14 AAA squad. Ancaster, that's a throwback. Man, I remember playing there. We were the Cardinals at that point.
Diamondbacks.
Man, it was wild. Yeah. So when I played there, we had red jerseys and black pants. I was not a fan of the black pants.
You wouldn't like day games.
It was tough, man. Like,
those would be tough.
Plus, like,
I'd be going High Sox Sunday every day.
Oh, I was a High Sox guy. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd be going High Sox.
The Red Sox, black pants, red jersey, red hat.
The bats out of the cave.
But I like the red and white. The red jersey, white pants is a classic look. That is, like, when the St. Louis Cardinals do that, it looks awesome. I'm a very big fan of that. Especially on Sundays. You get the Sunday whites going. No.
Oh, BC.
Just because they beat the Chiefs?
Thank you, BC.
Steelers won too, by the way, but it was just the Bengals.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's ride. Thank you, BC, for that. Appreciate that. Big
We're playing
Sunday.
this? Oh man, this is news to me.
Yeah, finally I get a bounce. Woo! Just like that, the ball goes through the upright, and the Chiefs' hopes are over. The once dynasty is over. It's over. Like Vince Carter in the dunk competition, it's over. Just like that, the Kansas City Chiefs, their Super Bowl hopes are done last year with Philly. Now their playoff hopes are on life support. It's almost over. Their division hopes are done. Now the playoff hopes. Come on, Indianapolis. But sorry, incredible.
I mean, speaking of jerseys, those oranges are sharp. I will say that. You ordered one from China
thank you.
yet?
I like the old. Not yet. I want to get a Bo Nix one though. I think I have to get a Bo Nix one after that.
Man,
they win the division.
Authentic one though. Like
I feel like for Bo Nix, I have
to every few years where it's like, okay, a new player comes in and he's a stud. It might be worth getting the authentic one.
And for the Broncos, we finally got a quarterback. So it's not like exactly like it's not like
then again, that's where the Steelers are. We're on rentals right now. Like
it's hard to buy a quarterback. It's hard to buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey. Authentic.
And we see track records of Ohio State quarterbacks, but we're going to take Will Howard. Oh yeah, good one.
That's awesome. National champion.
Stupid. Horrible.
National champion.
But to the Ontario Hockey League, we've got a few things to get to. It's going to be a pretty fiery episode. I'll say that right off the top. Not only with my day at work on Monday, but there's a few incidents that we're pretty fired up about. So it might be a loud episode this week too, just to kind of give everyone a heads up right off the top.
All week.
Yeah, it's been a full 7 days of built up energy and
that's right,
not anger, but like frustration due to stupidity. So we'll get to that. But kind of here's a rundown, and for people watching us on the Armchair GM Sports Network official YouTube page, you can of course see it on your screen right now. For those listening, here are the topics that we're going to go through, and it's a little bit we're going to do it a little bit different this time based on what's shown on the screen. So OHL headlines, you can see Alan Letang's listed there. That's topic number one. We're getting to that right away. Oshawa Brampton slashing incident. Yeah, we got to talk about that. That's going to be near the top as well. Oscar Hemming, what the heck's going on? We'll talk about that.
Who's to blame? Who he thinks to blame?
Yeah, who he thinks to blame. That'll be part of the discussion for sure. The live draft returning. That press conference took place this past week in Kingston. I actually really enjoyed that press conference with Brian Crawford, as well as the owner of the Kingston Frontenacs. And Kingston, is it the CEO of Kingston Tourism, I think it was?
Yeah. She was a CEO of Kingston
Somebody
Tourism.
at City Hall who sounded like she had some common sense. I know that's not a thing around the province of Ontario. Standout players of the week, of course, and then updated OHL power rankings. Yeah, Colin Ward, that's going to be a big one. An OHL 60 effect, potentially, from Colin Ward passing a message on to Brian Crawford.
Hey, I got another one too, Brian. The second BC. I got another message I got to pass on to him. So I know this will get to him, but we were talking about retro night, and shoot it down if it's a bad idea. But we were talking about
you'll get a DM call. That's a stupid idea. Don't suggest that ever again.
Exactly. No, shoot it down. Shoot it down. BC, thumbs up or thumbs down in the chat. Ready? I believe we did a rivalry night. Now, how about in November or December? How about December? Because December, right before the break, it's kind of, I want to get to the break, get to the holidays. Maybe attendance isn't as good because it's a Christmas shopping and all that stuff's going on. How about we do a retro weekend? So we have rivalry weekend in October. In December, we do a retro weekend where teams, like, obviously, right, you could just wear the jerseys in rivalry weekend. But it'd be cool to see that, like, taking a step forward, right? Like, continue to grow and to grow attention. And it's easy public. It's like, it's easy clicks. It's like easy for views. And I just think retro would be really cool, like a retro weekend. And maybe because the Red Wings are doing it so much this year with Original Six and the 100-year anniversary, I think that would be kind of cool. So what do you guys think? Retro weekend?
I like that. I'd be a fan of that.
Extra way to sell.
Yeah.
Extra way to sell.
Yeah, I'd be a fan of that. Yeah, because there's a lot of teams that,
I mean,
if you throw it back to some of those jerseys, I think the Kitchener Rangers, there's quite a few jerseys out there that would easily sell
100%.
tickets for. Obviously, you've got the London Knights jerseys, the
Windsor's.
Tombstone in Windsor, Manny Pava. I think he's on that train also, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Bring the Tombstone back. I love those jerseys. I'm still looking for one, by the way. If anyone
Owen
out
Sound
there can see it,
platters?
let me know. Yeah, Owen Sound, absolutely.
The
Guelph,
Guelph jock straps.
man, all-time jersey.
What a promotion.
All-time jersey.
What a promotion.
I think I said on
That's
the
like a
show that I
triple-
did see one of those when I was calling ball hockey in Mississauga. Somebody was wearing a jock straps jersey. I thought it was awesome. It was the best.
There's a beer league team in the Guelph area or somewhere in Ontario, Reece, that has a bunch of those jerseys.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, big time. Which, by the way, Brock University Recreational Hockey, there's a team called the House League Heroes, and they all wear Superman jerseys. It's hilarious. I love it. Some of those names I can't say on here because this is sometimes a PG show. But the House League Heroes, I'm a big fan of. Elite Prospects, not so much because they're not really elite. So let's get to topic number one. Alan Letang is no longer the head coach of the Sarnia Sting. I thought it was weird they did it in the middle of a road trip. I thought that was something you did on a Monday morning once you're back. And I understand you'd like to win the next game. And if he's not part of your plans moving forward, then might as well make the move. So I do get it from that standpoint for general manager Dylan Sika, but also I thought they'd just wait till they got back to Sarnia, make the announcement on Monday. Yeah. But Alan Letang no longer the head coach of the Sarnia Sting, Colin Ward.
Man, you know what that is? Like that to me, like when you fire a coach in the middle of a road trip, first off, it's unexpected, but two, don't you get the vibe then that it's a lot? Obviously, agents are heavily involved then. Players, I mean, don't you kind of get the players are like, you know, like it's got to happen now. Like obviously the general manager's on the trip. You see what's happening close. Yeah. Something didn't align with what the GM thought or what a member of the leadership thought.
Right.
That's right. What usually happens, no?
Yeah, you know what? I thought of that first, but at the same time, I think it more has to do with how the Sarnia Sting organization has done on the ice over the last number of years. They're in a playoff drought right now, and there's no sign of it slowing down this season. And that's not to say that they're not going to make the playoffs. It is November 18th. We're not going to panic. Sarnia still very well could make the playoffs. But it's not really trending in the right direction.
Craig, is it time to press the panic button?
Yeah, and Colin, you mentioned it, and it's funny because we always usually have one of these a year where we talk about the Sarnia Sting and thinking, oh, you know what, they might be something this year. You know, it's really exciting. You know, they take 3 out of 4 points from the Windsor Spitfires, and then it's just, you know, nosedive into the ground, and you're thinking, oh, well, we did it again. We always have one team every year, and that's kind of where we're at right now is they took 3 out of 4 from the Spitfires, and then it really hasn't been awesome since.
No, it hasn't, Reece. They have a power play at 28%, and that's why I'm not a big in love guy with the power play right away early in the year, but they have guys on their team. Like, I honestly, and even, like, I can't believe it. Like, they get Diorio back. That's a big one, and that's another thing that's kind of surprising. Diorio comes back, then the coaching change happens, boom, like that, literally. Like, that's
so then that's where I can understand your point about if agents are involved. That's where I can understand that. You get a star back and then immediately, oh, okay, bye. And it's like, huh? What?
This is questionable. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I think that there's something behind that for sure that happened behind the scenes. I mean, that we won't never know. But that has that effect written all over it. And, like, I think that Sarnia, like, I watched them play. And maybe it was just a one night. Like, obviously, like, being at the Eastern Conference, like, in Brantford, you kind of see more Eastern Conference teams, but honestly, saw Sarnia once. You're going to see him this Friday. I'm excited to see him play. Like, they had the week before on rivalry weekend against Windsor where they were the better team in 2 games. Like, obviously the goaltending was good, but they got 3 out of 4 points. Then you look at the week after, they're competitive. And then, like you said, there they go. It's a nosedive. Like, what happened? Like, I honestly, like, if there's anyone from Sarnia listening, like, let us know your opinion. Like, let us know, like, because, like, I don't think this team is a 9th place team. and that's where special teams does come in. I mean, their penalty kill definitely could be better, but every team's penalty kill wants to be better. But like, how? Like they have I like their goaltending. I like their forwards. I like Beckham Edwards. I like Fisher. Like this team's a playoff team. Like I can't believe they're 2-6, 1-1 in their last 10. Like I cannot believe that. If someone were to tell me a month ago that this team was in their next 10 games are going to drop off like that, I'd be like, shut the front door. Like,
yeah, well, and I mean,
believe
a category to look at, and the one that's really, really concerning for me is the goals against, and 66 goals for isn't actually a terrible number. Yeah, you want it to be better, but you're just over about 3 goals a game or so. So if you get quality goaltending 2 out of 3 nights, you expect to win or collect potentially 3 out of 6 points in, say, a 3-game weekend. But you give up 91 goals. That is second most in the OHL. It's tied with Sudbury, who's in last, and they've only won 5 games. Now, Sarnia's only won 6, but the Sudbury Wolves have 11 points. Sarnia's got 5 more because they've lost in overtime or past regulation more than the Sudbury Wolves have, right? So you're tied in goals for or goals against with the Sudbury Wolves, which, like I said, that is second last in the Ontario Hockey League. The only team worse, Saginaw Spirit, who have given up 94. So,
and they're only 4 points up on them.
And again, I saw this pointed out, and you see it pointed out quite a bit when coaches get relieved. It's hard to fire 20 players. Usually there's one guy that's the scapegoat for management, and it's usually the head coach. But it's just a combination of it's been too long since we've really had a 100%. Chance to go for it, and the way our rotation's going throughout the years, not to say they should be competing for a championship this year, but you got to see improvement over year-to-year basis.
You want to see growth.
You haven't been there. Like, I mean, for us, the Detroit Red Wings are meh right now. The last number of years, they've been meh. And like prime example, you're up 4-1 on Buffalo. If you can't close out the Buffalo Sabres, you've got problems. And guess what?
They have problems.
They didn't close out the Buffalo Sabres because they lost 5-4 in overtime. In a 4-1 lead, they lost 5-4 in overtime. That's what the Detroit Red Wings have been over the last 3 years. The Sarnia Sting, fairly similar, in my opinion.
Sarnia looks like the Calgary Flames
and improvement year by year by year. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
and by the way,
I mean,
thanks for that, BC. First road win of the season for the Sabres. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, that was awesome. But
Sarnia has new ownership. That's one thing too. But there's a lot of other teams with new ownership that aren't at this level. Obviously, circumstances are what they are. I wonder if this thing with Letang, if it was just time up. I know you're on a road trip and it's not ideal, but it could be it's time. Time was up. I think it's hard for a coach, and with talking to coaches and listening to coaches around the league, it's interesting. There's one thing that you always see about a coach, right? The system is so delicate, right? It's everything for them, right? That's how they have their job. And eventually when a system gets old or when it starts to get exposed, then the shelf life starts to tick up here. Then you start to see like, hey, it's time. And maybe it was time. Right. We watched the Sarnia Stings, and you just mentioned it, Reece. Like we never saw growth. Like you never saw growth here in Sarnia. And maybe that's it, right? Like maybe that's what it is. That's what I mean. It has to be, because like I look at this roster and I'm thinking, how does it not come together? How does it not come together? You look at the drafted players they have on their team. You look at the guys like Beckham Edwards. Like they got players. I don't know how it just maybe that's what it is, because I cannot believe that this team has not gotten better. The amount of high picks they've had in the Ontario Hockey League draft. I mean, they picked a high pick this past draft in Lehman's. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I cannot believe that they've never had growth. That's top 4 picks in a row. And I know there's a draft lottery, but really, if it's a deep draft, last year's draft, you have a top 3-4 pick, you're getting a good player. Like, it's baffling. Like, I think that's the thing. The message gets old. The system gets old. When it's the same song and dance every single night, teams catch on to that. They play in a tough conference. I mean, the OHL in general is tough. Like, teams get a read on each other very quickly. You see in the OHL finals all the time. I remember before, Eastern Conference coach is contacting a Western Conference or a divisional coach and talk about the team they're going to play in the OHL finals.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Oshawa Generals and London Knights had tons of talks with Eastern Conference and Western Conference teams last year. It's out there. There's a lot of system stuff. We saw Flint. We saw Flint twice now. Look at Flint. Flint doesn't even forecheck. Like, it's all different. And maybe Sarnia, it's one of those things where it's the same song and dance every night, and now it's just old, and then the change had to come. But if it happens on a road trip like that, it definitely brings up questions for sure.
Yeah.
From a firing to a hiring or a promotion. I guess probably a promotion is a little bit better than that. But Jan Egert, new general manager of the Ottawa 67s. Of course, James Boyd moving on to the Ontario Hockey League office to be the director of hockey operations. But the former associate GM and director of scouting appointed as new general manager of the Ottawa 67s, Colin.
Yeah, right on. Good drafted. Very good at drafting. We've saw Ottawa's drafts the last couple of years. There's a reason why Ottawa coming into the season, I had them like max, like tops is like 6th place. Saw them finishing 8th to 10th, and now they're in 3rd place. They're the second hottest team in the Eastern Conference, second hottest team in the OHL. Like, that's their drafting, right? And if you can continue off that, and obviously being the guy, being the GM, being the shot caller, it's tough, right? It's like going from the backup quarterback to be the head quarterback. It's different to be the starter. All of a sudden, you're getting hit, right? And like, you got trades to work out now. Now you got a little bit more, but I'm excited to see what can happen in Ottawa. I think they have a really good organization. I respect them a ton. And I mean, just look what they're doing right now, right? You have a ton of respect for what Ottawa's doing. I mean, I don't think anybody had them being where they are right now. And it's November. They had flashes like they were for real. We remember the start they had this year, right? And then you had a little tough couple weeks. And now you look at the last couple weeks, it's like, this might be the Ottawa 67s. Yeah, this might be the actual 67s. They might be established. Yeah. This is probably what we're going to get from Ottawa, which is cool to see, right? Like, I thought Barrie, right? Like, I still think Barrie's going to win their division, but you look at the stretch that they're on, right? Like, Ottawa is right there with them, and I think Ottawa is a little bit more established than Barrie is right now, and I think that's the best compliment I can give Ottawa. And I think with the general manager, it's going to be exciting when you come in like that and the team is overachieving. I mean, in their mind, they're overachieving right now. They probably expected this, but in-house.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It'll be a fun deadline if you get to buy year one.
Yeah.
Not even
absolutely.
Year in.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to stay in division for Ottawa at least. The Peterborough Petes sending Caden Taylor to the Owen Sound Attack. Coming back, speaking of Ottawa, their 3rd-round pick in 2026 and then a 5th-round pick in 2028. That is a conditional 5th-round pick as well. Colin Ward, I think this one was something that was expected and just a matter of time before it was announced.
Yep.
From what we saw
100%.
Over social media, it was just a matter of time when it was going to happen and what was coming back. But Caden Taylor going to get a fresh start over to the Western Conference, over to the Midwest Division, and to a really good Owen Sound team.
Absolutely. Well said, too, Reece. Fresh start. I mean, you look at the start in Peterborough, 3 points in 8 games. I don't think is where Caden would want it to be at that in those 8 games, you know? Like, I think like he probably had higher expectations going into the season for his points, but goes to Owen Sound, plays 2 games so far, gets his change of scenery. Owen Sound, I kind of like the spot there for him. Like, it's very intriguing to see how he finds, like, how it fits in that lineup, you know, 6'3", 205 on the wing. That fits Owen Sound, man. Like, that fits what they are. Like, you look at the guys that they've lost now for injuries that are out probably till Christmas time in Owen Sound. Like, you plug and play Caden Taylor in your top 6 right away. Like, I expect the points to go up. I think it's a really good deal. You don't give up much, right? 3rd and a conditional 5th. Like, the conditions, I mean, we talked about this, but when the trade happened last week, like, the conditions are probably crazy. Like, the condition pick is probably wild. It's probably, if he comes back next year, he plays a certain amount of games, like, probably so much behind that condition, which would be interesting to see what it is. But the 3rd-round pick, it's a low-risk, high-reward deal for the Owen Sound Attack. Great for Peterborough to get a couple picks too in their cupboard, for sure 1, probably 2. So good deal for both sides, right? I think Peterborough's off to a decent start. They play hard, and Owen Sound's off to a good start. So I think it's a good deal for both sides, right? He wants to be there. He wants to go to Owen Sound. great spot for a player to get a new fresh start.
Yeah, absolutely. And then until we get to the lastly, before we get to the heavy hitting stuff, Caleb Malhotra has been named the captain for the CHL USA Prospects Challenge that will take place out west. This is awesome. I mean, it's and talking with Jay McKee after the game Friday after Flint was there. I just asked him about it and what that means because he's a coach that's going with Caleb, so it's not like those guys are going alone. But just kind of the process of finding out the news, then passing that along with the video in the room, seeing all the guys react to the announcement, and he said, you know what, it's a lot of passing messages along about guys for this, because you've got to go through guys in 3 different leagues. You get some information from participation at former Hockey Canada events, tournaments, what have you, like that. So to hear how that came to fruition, and then, of course, the video that we saw on the Bulldogs social media. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty cool to watch, as Jay McKee's really good at delivering messages like that. But Caleb Malhotra is the captain for this Prospects Challenge, and it's cool that it's going to be an OHLer to wear the C for the team.
Absolutely, it is. I mean, back-to-back years, right? Like, I think that with Malhotra, he deserves it. Caleb, he's been great. He's a hockey nerd. He reminds me so much of Jake O'Brien. Probably more talkative than Jake O'Brien was at that last year. But Caleb Malhotra is great. Like, he's a leader. Obviously, the family, the pedigree that he has. It's great, and it's congratulations, Caleb. That's pretty cool. Definitely, I think the game's going to be a little closer this year, though. I'm excited. I'm very intrigued to see how this game goes. I mean, you're playing an NDP team that really, they're together all year. They should be favored, but obviously the CHL A-ranked skaters all over the board, and we saw that last year, what happened. So it should be I'm excited to see what can happen. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun challenge this year. I think it'll be better.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, we're going to get fired up here, because there are a couple of topics that we've been waiting to discuss on this show, and this might take quite a bit of time here. The stupidity of the clip, if you're watching on YouTube, Luke Dragusica is currently suspended pending a review. Many people wanting him
to see him back,
barred from the league. Some people have said just the rest of the year. A lot of people are saying 10 plus games. I think that's a given. I've seen 20, 25 plus, something like that. And I think this what might fire people up and say, Reece, are you an idiot? Which, yeah, I have my moments. I'm not, I'll admit it. I have my stupid moments. When it comes to barring a guy from the league, immediately my thought goes to, is this as bad as Mike Lambus on Ben Finelli? Because if we're talking about barring a guy from the league, that's where you compare that to. And I know it's completely different. Dragusica takes a swing at his head with his stick. Mm-hmm. This hit on Ben Finelli was from behind, blindside, whatever you want to call it, to the head, whatever. Ben Finelli missed a very, 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 very long time in the Ontario Hockey League. I was actually fortunate enough to be at his first game back at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. That standing ovation was unreal to be a part of. To be in that arena was cool. That's what I look at as judging whether or not it's a lifetime ban from the OHL. That's my perspective.
Different office
on
now.
It.
Different office now too.
God, very different. Absolutely.
And that's one.
And yes, you have to set an example of this, because if anything future comes down the road where it happens like this, well, we have something to base it off of. It's hard for me to I base it off of that. I've seen some people saying that's charged assault with a weapon. That's come 100%. Through the Twitterverse. To me, I think it's.
And I agree with the.
To me, I think it's if you sit him out the rest of the year, he doesn't see the ice until the fall of what? What year would it be? 2026. There we go, Reece.
Yep.
Man, I'm having a day today. It's been a long Monday, but that's where I'm basing it off of. is this as bad as the Ben Finelli hit? You could make the argument that it was. Because we're both stupid, yes. I think Dragusica, that's somebody getting up and intending to destroy a guy. I'm not sure
100%
the Finelli hit was 100%. Like, yeah, it's hard because it's two different situations. And I'm not saying
the launch angle on that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying the Ben Finelli hit was on purpose. I'm not saying, that he went at him with intent to injure him. I mean, that's what it looked like. And I said Ben Finelli missed a ton of time, and it was really unfortunate. 100%. Because he was awesome to watch. But that's where I look at. That's what I look at if we're talking about a lifetime ban. That's all I'm saying. Here, yep. I think it's the year. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's the year. Unless you do see something where it's assault with a weapon. Something like that. If you see that, then okay, that's a little different. The law's involved. Yeah, he's probably done playing in the OHL.
100%. Like, then that would be until whatever happens, whatever case happens and all that stuff. And if it goes to the courts, yeah.
Right.
I think I honestly right now, I don't know when a suspension is going to be announced. I mean, I could look very dumb and it could happen before we release.
1,000%. It's always how it works.
And sometimes it happens. But length you want, it's going to be more than 10 games. 10 games. I mean, the guy got up and went right to the head.
God.
And then to follow suit, he cross-checked him in the back. Brandon, can you put the clip back up? Because, like, he gets hit. And the hit must have been the worst hit of all time to receive. To get up in baseball swing. And, like, when the video comes up, it'd be nice to see again. Because he doesn't collect his thoughts. He goes, boom, right at it. Like, it does not look like it looks horrible as it is. Oh, it doesn't show before, but like you see the baseball swing to the head and then the cross check right to the back, then a little slash in the elbow.
Yeah, it's like oh, the high stick wasn't enough. I gotta hit you in the back. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, like what are we doing? What? Then you really get your money's worth. That's just being dumb. I think honestly, this starts at 50 games plus, and if it goes to the courts, then probably not going to see him play until that's over with. Because I'm comparing this, and I mean, it's too bad. Like, I didn't think it was enough last year at this time. And I think people that listened last year to the podcast, first off, new listeners, welcome. But second, like last year, Reece, they know our opinion on the Cam Allen incident. That was a complete joke.
Right.
How, like, I'm not going to go into that. Oh, there's the full length. Thanks, Brandon. You see the hit. It must have been the worst hit ever to take. Get up. You smoke him one in the back of the head. Like, that's just, I think the Cam Allen incident last year where there was a suspension until the courts were done. And then I don't know if that was enough. I didn't think that was taken serious enough. And that was my opinion last year. I think the OHL has to set a precedent this year. We saw it in Kitchener a couple weeks ago with Sault Ste. Marie Kitchener. Now we see it again. You got to put your foot down here. That guy, like, what if he loses an eye? What if he gets knocked out or worse? Like, I think you could really, you're like, I don't know if games is enough. I feel like I left it short by saying 50 games minimum. I feel like that's even short. It's a privilege to play the game. And hey, we've all played sports before. If I got hit like that, you got hit like that, are you going to get up and hit the guy in the head with your stick? Like a two-hand? I mean, the swing pass is harder than Vladdy in New York in game 3 or whatever it was when he hit the home run, and he hit a home run every game against the Yankees. It's easy, but you know what I mean? Like, he's like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah, like it's a level of
man. Like,
it's a level of stupidity that unfortunately we're seeing a little bit too much here in 2025 approaching 2026.
Big time.
It's, the fact that that's the first thing that crosses your mind after a collision that, okay, if you're going to hit a guy, then cool, awesome. But like, you immediately get up and your first reaction is, I'm whacking this guy in the side of the head with my stick.
Yep.
What's the
dumbest thing I've ever saw in a hockey game?
What makes you think, what could possibly make you think, oh, this is going to be a smart play. I'm going to take my stick and hit him in the head. Like, what crosses your mind that thinks that's a good idea? That tells yourself you know, the part of your brain that tells you right from wrong says that's right. Like,
Reece,
come
in
on,
the clip,
like
you're
gonna get
clip.
hit. It's hockey. It's not soccer. We're playing a real sport where it's physical, it's hard. You're not gonna go on the ice and cry. You're gonna get up and continue the shift. But the first thing that comes to your mind is, I'm gonna whack this guy in the side of the head with my stick, and then because that's not enough, I'm gonna give him a shot in the back too with my stick on a cross check. Like, what part of your brain says this is a good idea?
And in the
nowhere,
clip too,
nowhere is that.
I tell you right
now.
I think there's going to be a lot of training sessions for Mr. Dragusica. I think that there's going to be a lot of.
There is nothing outrageous about that collision there.
No, there's anger management issues right there, though. Like, you look at him get up. You look at the clip. Thanks, BC, for putting it on. You look at the clip. He gets up, and there's not a thought. There is no thought other than, I'm taking this guy's head off. So, he goes right to the head with the stick. Sometimes you'll see a guy with the stick action. I mean, stick action's cheap, by the way. It's not very tough. Big tough guy. But
fair enough.
I think that if you're going to go, like, you can't go to the head. That's just being dumb. That's the dumbest play I've ever saw in hockey.
Give him a hack in the leg if you don't like it. Give him a hack in the leg.
And that's what
you'll
see.
All the time.
You'll see a pat on the back of the
serve
butt.
your 2 minutes. That's a slashing penalty all day. Because the referee's right there. He saw it.
This is criminal
penalty. But that, like, what are we doing? Like, it's a 3-0 game. It's over. You've got your 2 points. Yeah. That's the end.
I wish Oshawa would have came back.
You can get up and chirp all you want. You've got the 2 points. Good for you. You've beaten the Oshawa Generals.
Big
At
time.
that point, you're out shooting them 40-15. There's 3:17 left in the game. You've won. What? Why?
It's just dumb.
There's zero reason.
Is that a career-threatening hit? Did he take a career-threatening hit on that? No. It's dumb. Like, legit, it's the dumbest play I've ever saw in my life in hockey. And I've saw a lot of dumb ones. I was a part of them. But this one here, literally, give him a tap on the back of the leg. Like, you see that all the time. Like, and then you see the 10s, and then see you later. Your night's over. But this is just being dumb. Like, I honestly believe if my logic, Colin logic might be a little interesting, but in my opinion, I think that in my world, I would want it to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm off and I'm being dumb here, Reece, tell me, but I think that in my world, I would want this to be, if it's being looked at criminally, because he used the stick as a weapon, and then he has no remorse with the cross check, that's not criminally activity, but the stick is. He used that as a weapon. I don't think this guy should play hockey again until that's all done. Right. And I think that there's going to be a lot of counseling sessions in order for this, and I think there's going to be no hockey in the near future until, like you said, 2026, start of the year. I think it's going to be courses and it's going to be counseling sessions, because this is honestly not good. And I think you take it from the approach is help the guy, because clearly something's not clicking here. Like, help the guy, because if you get hit, if we talk to 10 people, DM us right now. How many would you get if you got hit like that? Are you getting up and going to the head? No. Like, I don't think we're going to see him until 2026 opening night at the earliest.
Yeah, I think, and again,
maybe the playoff.
If they think it's as egregious as the hit on Ben Finelli, then you can explain it for a lifetime ban, just like you did back then. Again, different situation. It was a hit into the boards compared to a stick 100%. Hitting a guy in the face. I'm sure there's going to be a look back at what went into that decision following that hit. I'm sure they're going to look back at that. Again, very different situation, very different type of play. But you have to take that into consideration. If you can fully explain and back up your reasoning to bar him from the OHL, much like they did back then, I'm okay with that. But I think you also, again, let me know if I'm stupid I've had my moments. I've said some stupid things. I'm going to continue to say stupid things.
Hey,
I'm like,
we know what the type
I
of
grew up in Windsor, and that's no diss at Windsor because Detroit's right across the border, and I love Detroit. Go Tigers and Wings. But like, I'm not the brightest kid. I drink water out of the tap still. I don't care. People say it's dumb. I don't care. I still do it anyways. Apparently it hurts yourself, but we've all been drinking out of the hose for our entire childhood. But like,
nothing like hose water.
If I'm out of line saying that this isn't as bad as the Ben Finelli hit, then tell me. I can take it. I'm okay with that. The difference
I just
is
looked at the video of the Finelli hit.
Like, and the difference
honestly,
is
it's a similar play.
And the difference is with this one, there's a weapon involved. It's not just body on body into the boards. That's where I think you can help explain yourself with a lifetime
It's a different play too.
Like it's the weapon part of it makes it look a lot worse. Than let's say if he just sucker punched him from behind. That the weapon part of it is worse, I think.
Big time.
Now,
and
again,
that's why
Ben Finelli missed an extended period of time. It's not like we're talking about that in that same situation.
Into the boards.
Yeah, we're not talking about that situation here. But if you can justify banning him from the OHL for life, that's all right. I'm okay with that. But it's got to be a year. It's got to be a year minimum, and 100%. We see him opening night 2026, 2027. He can't play the rest of the year. That's got to be the minimum. It has to be. It has to be.
This is Reece. This is there where with the Cam Allen situation. This is major where you got to have checklists to be able to be cleared to play. In my opinion, you got to have everything signed off on to be able to return. Hockey will be the last thing right now for the player, in my opinion, too.
Yeah, I think you clean out his locker and say, come on, we've got some stuff to figure out. You don't earn this spot again until, like you said, you've checked every single box that you have been asked
and
to
we'll
check.
Support that. And if you're Brampton, you support that journey. You got to support that journey, put them through all the help, and see what happens. But no hockey.
I agree. So on to something else that we might get fired up about, but not as much. Oscar Hemming doesn't seem like he's going to be a Kitchener Ranger this year unless something drastically changes. But he had committed to the BCHL. I believe this was about 2-3 weeks ago. I was told he never left Kitchener. He committed, but he never left Kitchener. Now, I could be wrong.
Yep.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've heard. Again, whether that was factual, who knows? We don't know the whole story. We're not going to pretend to know the whole story. We'll just say that up front. We don't know the whole story. We don't know the correct process for this. Now we're going to try and find out, and we're trying to find out what the correct process for this is. But we're not 1,000% sure if the proper steps were followed, if the proper communication was given between player, family, team, courts now. Well, not now, but previous a little bit. But so it sounds like NCAA is the route right now. And again, you can see it on your screen if you're watching us on YouTube from Josh Brown, beat writer for the Kitchener Rangers from The Record. And again, we don't know what the exact process is to follow. Again, we're trying to figure it out. But first questions that come to mind. Did Kitchener properly communicate with his European team about their intentions? Did they say, don't show up, come to Kitchener, we'll take care of the rest? Did they lowball on the transfer fee? And if I'm missing something, Colin, please feel free to jump in. But were the correct steps followed in this process? And yes, a lot of people are looking at it as his Finnish team is holding him hostage from playing hockey in the Ontario Hockey League, the best development league in the world.
Yep.
Yes, by holding on to his rights. But again, if a third party, or let's say his family, I'm not saying his family for sure did this, but let's say the Hemming family had something to do with this. Let's say the Rangers didn't follow the correct procedures. Again, we don't know this. We're just asking this out loud. This is our discussion for this. Don't want to get any messages about saying, "Oh, you don't know the process." We're fully admitting we don't know the process, but we're trying to figure it out. Was there somebody else that screwed this up? And it's just the Finnish team saying, "Hey, you didn't do this properly. You tried to just say we don't matter.
Yeah.
You can just leave and come to Kitchener." That would piss me off too. So
big time.
Yes, they're holding his rights. He can't play in the best development league in the world. Yes, that looks bad on them. But also, is there another part to this where they're just pissed off because the process wasn't followed? So they're saying, well, you could have gone about this the right way and it would have been fine, but you decided not to, so it sucks to suck. That
100%.
could also be a part of it too.
100%. I agree with you, Reece. Like I said, I've done a lot of research on this last week, trying to figure out from both sides of the story. Obviously, Josh, you had a great article as well last week.
Yeah.
It's very intriguing to me. Like you mentioned, if it's lowballing the transfer fee, if it's like, hey, I'm just not returning to this team in Finland, I'm going here. See ya. Like, he's a minor, he's under 18 in Finland. Like, that's good luck getting your fee. Like, also the NCAA, like, how can you just go to the NCAA? Like, what's the schooling like? Like, what's the schooling background like for Oscar? That's just a general opinion. Like, can you do the schooling? Like, it's the middle of the year. Like, how can you just go to the NCAA right now? Like, and just enroll in school? What classes are we taking here? Like, are we doing Dylan Larkin geography? What are we doing? Like, I like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
general arts.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah,
I don't like. It's hard to get the NCAA. Like, it's school.
Very much so.
I think the Rangers maybe you went in a little bit too deep here. But like I said, I don't want to give an opinion on the matter because, like I said, it's very, very, it's a sensitive topic. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard to get right from wrong right now. There's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of different stories on this matter. And I think that's one of the big things too. But I think that, like, if the Rangers lowballed the offer, well, then you got what you deserved on this. Like, did you really think differently? Like, like, but
why has it not been an issue before this? Why is it only an issue now?
Why does other teams? Yeah. How does Brantford get Javetsky? Like,
time.
What happens? Like,
from Rogla,
that's a similar situation.
That takes a lot to get a player away from that program. It takes a lot.
Yeah. Big time, especially Rogla. Yeah, like, I don't know. I want to, like, that's just, if anyone from Kitchener wants to tell us their side of the story, please do so. But, like, from my opinion right now, I'm just thinking if the Rangers lowballed the offer and went and kind of tried to big league his team.
Yeah.
And the player big leagued his team. Well, you kind of got what you deserved. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have a side on this. I mean, why isn't he playing then for the Rangers? That's just usually that's what happens.
Yeah. Again, we're gonna finish off this topic by, like, why is it worked every other time but not this time?
Exactly. Why not?
It just seems like something was maybe not followed the way it should have been, the way it has in the past.
100%.
And again, we don't know. We don't know the full story, but it just makes you wonder, why is this situation different? What makes this different?
Absolutely.
So it just sucks.
Also,
it really sucks.
Yeah,
like, a lot of people were looking forward to watching Hemming in the OHL. And I mean, sure, we've got his brother. His brother's really good. Don't get me wrong. The Barrie Colts are very, very lucky to have him back. But, like, we would have loved to have seen him. We really would have.
Yep.
A lot of people
100%.
in Kitchener were really looking forward to seeing this guy wear the blue. So,
absolutely. But hey, best of luck on the Mem Cup.
Yeah. You can see it on your screen if you're watching us on YouTube. Darren Dreger tweeting out that CHL is expected to announce the 2027 Mem Cup host by the end of next week, which is this week. This was tweeted out November 14th. So Kitchener and Guelph, it's funny they play each other. I think that's hilarious. But they're in the middle of a home and home right now. But Yeah, I mean, again, you can have the discussion. Guelph is downtown. It's right in the middle of everything. Kitchener's not, but it's the auditorium. So, you know, you can look at it. There are a lot of positives to both sides. There's some negatives to both sides. But,
Yep.
you know, with Kitchener, you have a bigger capacity, sure. Guelph isn't, I mean, anything's a newer building, really. But Guelph's right in the heart of downtown.
Kitchener did the reno for it.
I like that argument. Kitchener did the renos. You're right.
Guelph did a reno.
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
the concourse is a little small in Guelph. That's my own personal thought.
No, I agree.
There's a few rinks like that. Brantford, Niagara. There's a few concourses that are like that where they're just way too small. But again, it's junior hockey. So, I mean, we're not going to roll out the red carpet and have a 100-foot wide concourse for you. So, there's positives and negatives to both. I don't have a preference.
Yep.
Kitchener's got the history. Guelph's got a ton of history too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they don't. It would be cool for both. I think I am indifferent. It does not make a difference to me.
100%. I agree. I could go either way here. If someone were to say Kitchener's going to get it, I could say, yeah, I could see that. Someone says Guelph's going to get it, I'd say, yeah, I agree. Like, you know, like, I agree with you. Like, I think, though, it's a lot closer. Like I said, I think you can go either way, but you hear the people, everyone behind the scenes that you talk to, Kitchener. But I think it's a lot closer than what it actually sounds. I know Kitchener, it sounds like is the favorite, but Guelph, I mean, I think it's a lot closer. Like, I think this is legit. Like Guelph, I mean, we've played there a little bit in baseball. Like, Guelph's been dying to host an event like this. You know, they've never really hosted an event like this, which would be really cool to see Guelph host an event, right? Like this. They deserve it. The city, man. I know Kitchener, Waterloo area, it's grown so much, Cambridge, but Guelph's never really had a chance to do this. But it'll be interesting. Like I say, it can go either way here. I'm excited to see what can happen this week. Like, I can't wait to hear who the host is.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I think, you know, when it was announced who the finalists were, you know, people just want to know who's going to win. Like, realistically, I just want to know who's going to get it. Cool. Yeah. Yep. I like that they did announce the finalists. It kind of like, it creates a debate like this, in my opinion. Like, we're having this discussion because they created finalists for it. But we just want to know. Like, we just want to know who it is. Like, they probably both made really good pitches to the Memorial Cup committee, who's going to run the event, the Canadian Hockey League. So, you know, it's we'll see. We'll see what it is. I mean, parking in Kitchener is awesome. I will not lie. I love those parking lots in Kitchener.
Parking was awesome too.
Yeah, that parking garage. Yep, I agree.
Sure. They have like 2 or 3 right there too, and it goes right out to the side road, and then you're gone.
Yeah,
but Kitchener,
it's pretty sweet.
Kitchener's great too.
We're just gonna power through here. I mean, we could take a break, but we've got 8 minutes left till we hit 60. So let's just keep going. We're pretty well near the tail end of the show, anyways. So now we'll get to the players of the week first, and then we'll get to the live draft or in-person draft announcement from Kingston this last week. So the OHL Player of the Week, and I agree with this because we saw him live in Brantford on Friday. Nathan Aspinall, 3 games played. He scored 4 goals. He had 3 assists for a total of 7 points and was a +5. And Colin Ward, you've got a specific topic on the Flint Firebirds and why you think they are a way better team than people think they are.
Can't wait for the power rankings because I really like Flint. You know what the thing about Flint is that's really intriguing to me? Flint plays a certain way, and to beat them, you have to earn it. And the way they play the game, they don't really forecheck. It's a 1-4 neutral zone. It's literally one person at the dot at center, everyone else at the blue line. And they're going to make, and honestly, it's like a pro system. Well, it's not really a pro system. It's a perfect system to defeat junior hockey. Like, because it's going to make you try, if guys going to try to stick handle through 4 guys, you're going to look silly and you're going to get beat. We saw that when they beat the Brantford Bulldogs this week. Like, I think that this team, the way they play, is very dangerous. I'm willing to go out on the record right now and say I think Flint, the way they play, is better than the Windsor Spitfires. I'm willing to say that. When I watch them play, I literally they don't have any pieces yet. Like the fact when you look at their draft picks, even man, if they add two really good players, no one's beating Flint in my opinion. They have a good goalie. The way they play the game, they have guys like Aspinall buzzing. I know I was going to show the Petrie goal, like the comeback they had to Owen Sound. Like, I'm very excited to see what this team can do. I can't wait to see Flint as this season continues. I mean, and I cannot wait. Like, Brandon, do you have the Petrie ad or the Petrie goal? Oh, here it is on YouTube. The Petrie goal to me is special because you look at toe drag. Man. You look at around. That's the goal of the week. Like you look at the toe drag, the patience, and then backhand, forehand. Like that was nasty. Like
it's not even fair.
Flint looks really good, man. And look at the shots in the game. Like that's on a back-to-back after a one-off. I know Owen Sound was on a back-to-back too, but they had a one-off in Brantford the night before Flint.
Really strange, eh? Yeah,
big time. And they looked and. That's why, like, you look at the game against Owen Sound and Brantford, Flint is for real. Now that I say that, you hope they continue it for this week, but you look at the week they had, right? They beat London, they beat Brantford, they beat Owen Sound. How much more real does it get than that? Like, they're not, like, no offense to the teams in their division that are below them in the standings, but they're not losing to Saginaw right now. They're not losing to Sarnia right now.
No, like, no chance.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Those two losses in the last 10, it was a 2-0 game until the third period, and it just seemed like the Bulldogs were pissed off. It was only a 2-0 game because they scored 5 in the third.
Yeah.
And then you get rid of the first period in Windsor. It's 2-2 headed to overtime. You know, you give up 3 first period goals, and then you score 2 in the second, give up 1 in the second period, and then Windsor scores the only goal of the third period. Get rid of the first, and that's it, right? Those are just in that mix. And again, I didn't watch these games religiously, well, except for the Bulldogs game, obviously. But even that Windsor game, like, you know, that's still 4 good periods out of 6 in 2 losses, right? You know, it was very close first against the Brantford Bulldogs in Flint. Yeah, the Bulldogs break through for a couple in the middle frame, but you're still within striking distance. Game is not over whatsoever.
In that game.
Yeah, well, yeah, that could be part of it because, I mean, it was very early that they scored their third goal, and then they ended up scoring 5 in the third, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
It was 2-0 like 5 minutes ago, and now it's 5? It's like, what the heck happened? So, you know, that's unfortunately maybe just a period that, again, Brantford Bulldogs being the team that they are, they might have just said, hey, yeah, we're going to put this game on ice, and we're going to head to Saginaw the next day and get ready for that one, even though they stayed in Flint. But even for the Windsor Spitfires, you show up to Windsor. That's a tough barn to play in. Don't get me wrong. 3 first period goals. It's not the first time the Spitfires have done that to someone coming into Windsor. But I think you had a solid last 40 minutes. It's just you couldn't overcome a 3-goal first period against. And I think that was it. But other than that, you're looking at domination against the North Bay Battalion, 9-3. You beat a Sioux team that's really humming right now. That was a 3-2 final.
Yeah.
You know, Owen Sound, obviously, we mentioned the 6-2 game. London Knights, you beat them 3-2. You beat the Guelph Storm 6-3. So it's not like, and again, this is no disrespect. They score more than
3 goals, they win.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, and this is not any disrespect to any of the teams that I'm about to mention, but it's not like they're playing the Sudburys of the world. They're not playing the Bramptons. They're not playing the Oshawas. They're not playing the Sarnias. They're not playing teams at the bottom of the standings. You know, these are middle to high part of each conference. You know, I think the Saginaw Spirit are probably the lowest team in that group. Maybe North Bay and Guelph are probably around there too. But even then, though, we're not talking about terrible hockey teams. Saginaw has guys. Guelph has guys. North Bay, really, really good young team, but not quite there yet. You know, whereas you look at the Brantfords, 2 against Owen Sound. Obviously, again, that outlier, that 7-0 loss to the Brantford Bulldogs. But the Spitfires in there. Yes, that was a loss, but you played a good final 40. Sioux, like I said, they're humming.
The Bulldogs have played.
Yeah. Saginaw. I like the game against
Yeah.
Saginaw. That was it. But that weekend, that
Yeah.
Michigan trip. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's just the Flint Firebirds are not beating below average teams. They're beating average teams or above. And I think that's a really good sign for them at this point in the season, heading into where everyone, you start to hear announcements for World Junior teams. If you can stay within striking distance when teams lose guys to the World Juniors for a month and a half.
Who are they going to lose?
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
great point. Like Vicari stood on his head Friday in Brantford. He was really good and really fun to watch. And even talking to guys on the Bulldogs after that game, like Vicari was good. The Bulldogs probably weren't on their A game that day, but Vicari was also really good.
Then you look at the next night, and then you look at the next round, right? Like, you find a way. Yeah. This team, like, something looks special about Flint. Like, it feels like before COVID when we were destined for the Flint Saginaw Conference Final.
Yes. Yeah.
It feels like Flint, man. It feels like Flint. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at this team, the way they play, they're quiet. No one talks about them. No one talks about the Flint Firebirds. And I think the way they play, like, I don't know, like, World Juniors, wins or loses Greentree. Spellacy goes to the States. Like, Sault Ste. Marie loses Brady Martin. Like, London loses Sam O'Reilly. Who does Flint lose? Like, I think Flint, this is a great opportunity for the Firebirds. Like, really, this is very good. And they don't need to make a move until January 10th. They don't have to make any moves. Just ride this out and see what happens. But I'm excited to see where Flint can go. I really am. I think this is really good for hockey in Flint, especially for where everything is with the NCAA and guys in the NCAA.
For sure.
I think it's a good American team right now more than ever because it's going to draw attention to the OHL in the States.
Yeah, well, and you think about how well the state of Michigan, minus the Detroit Red Wings, are doing right now in the world of hockey, right? Flint Firebirds are humming right now. Saginaw Spirit, they're not
they won a
wagon they were a couple of years ago, but they've won a Mem Cup very recently. Western Michigan just won a national title last year. I believe it was Western Michigan. Yeah, it wasn't CMU. Yeah,
Humphrey.
Yeah, Humpy. Michigan State and Michigan are 1-2 in the NCAA right now. Michigan hockey's kind of humming for around in that area. So that's really cool to see for the Flint Firebirds. You're right, and especially with the NCAA thing and drawing attention to an American team in the Ontario Hockey League, I think is really, really big. So it's Flint's time right now, right? You had the Mises of the world go to Saginaw. You had the McDavids of the world
they had to
go
sit
to
on the back
Erie
burner for that
a number of years ago. And, well, now it's the Flint Firebirds. And, yes, I understand they had Ty Dellandrea, big name at the time. Still is. I'm not saying he isn't. But, right now it's the Flint Firebirds that are making headlines south of the border in the Ontario Hockey League, which is really cool to see. So it's kind of their time. It's their time to shine out of the three.
Flint was one of those teams, right, when they moved from Plymouth. They had that debacle in Flint, and then Erie was so good.
Yeah.
And then Saginaw gets Misa. They were on the back burner for that coming out of COVID, where they were that conference final, it felt like, against Saginaw, and they never really got their moment. And I feel like this is their moment. I feel like their opportunity to have their chance as one of the three American teams in the OHL.
Yep, absolutely. To the goaltender of the week around the Ontario Hockey League, Ben Hrebeck of the Barrie Colts. 2 games for him, 1-0-1. Goals against average of 146, 958 save percentage, making 69 saves and collecting 3 out of 4 points for his Barrie Colts squad. Rookie of the week to the Ottawa 67s, Colin Ward's potentially favorite rookie goaltender right now, Ryder Fedorov.
He's going to be the goalie for the U.S. team, the World Junior.
I mean, statistically, he's the best option for the States, eligible for the World Juniors. Trey Augustine, not available this year, so too old. So
you look at his
could
numbers.
Be the guy. You don't know. 2 games. He won both of them. 1.44 goals against average, a 942 save percentage, 49 saves for him. It's a couple of solid 2 games for Ryder. So congrats to him.
Unreal pads too. Unreal pads too. I'm a big fan of his, man. He's so good. Like everything, like the way he controls the game when he's in net, like they're never out of it. And it's funny, like when he's playing good, Ottawa's playing good, right? Like he's just the backbone.
Sure.
Like I really enjoy watching him play. If Ottawa's on, like Wednesday morning, I'll have it on my phone out and about. Like he's starting, like I love to watch him play.
Yeah, I mean, him and Nelson are starting to become a really nice tandem for the Ottawa 67s. They're both playing well right now. So,
who are you taking? Here's one. Before we get to prospect, who are you taking? Ottawa and their duo, or London with their duo? Gato Medvedev. Like, that's tough, eh?
Yeah, that's tough.
You look at the goals against, too. 53 for London, 52 for Ottawa. Twitter poll? Do we do a poll?
It's close. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
All right.
At the OHL 60 podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Have your say. London's duo or Ottawa's duo?
Out right now.
Attaboy. Schedule it.
Yep.
Schedule. We'll do it Wednesday morning.
It'll expire in
Wednesday
7
morning
days from now.
After the show releases. I think that'll be good. Yeah. We'll be all right.
I just got to type it out so I don't forget.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
I have it sitting on my phone right now. Which duo you taking? And then
Love it. And I mean, the prospect of the week, I feel like we've talked about a Lombardi doing really well in Flint a few times. However, Ulysses Lombardi, Flint prospect, 2 games for him, 4 goals and 2 assists for a total of 6 points for the Waterloo. I don't know why they called themselves KW because they never left Waterloo Siskins. Went up 2-0 on Cambridge. I thought they were going to break Cambridge's unbeaten season, but the Red Hawks able to find a way to win that one. But the Waterloo Siskins, it's another Lombardi. It's like
the Styles brothers at Ohio State football.
For the OHL. Okay, like, all right.
Lorenzo.
Like, come on.
What?
Oh, man. Nothing. Never mind.
State brothers. That's what it's
all right. We're a little bit late on time, so we'll probably touch on the live draft in the coming shows. We've got time till we get to that. So, power rankings for this week around the Ontario Hockey League. Up 1 spot of the Saginaw Spirit. They're number 16. Up 1 spot also of the Brampton Steelheads to number 15. North Bay moves up a spot too. They're number 14. Peterborough does not move. They are 13th. Niagara down 2 to number 12. Barrie does not move. They're number 11. The Guelph Storm move up 2 spots. They're number 10. Kingston doesn't move. They're number 9. Owen Sound down a couple of spots to 8. Kitchener down 4 to number 7. Flint up 2 to number 6. Windsor moves down 3 spots to the number 5 seed. Sioux Greyhounds up 3 to 4. London up 1 to 3. Ottawa up 3 to 2. And Brantford, who has not lost in regulation yet, still the number 1 ranked team in the Ontario Hockey League. Colin Ward, you can kick things off. Who is team number 5 for you?
5 for me right now is the Sioux Greyhounds. I think it was a divider between Sioux and London for our team in London as well. But 5 to me, Sioux Greyhounds.
No ties.
Yeah. Wait.
Ward does not have a tie at 5th.
It's not over yet.
Man.
No. And honestly, it was a shootout loss, and I think I said that last week too. In my 5 spot, with the shootout, the head-to-head. So
yeah.
Sault Ste. Marie 5. I mean, like I said, points in their last 4. You look at their numbers; they look pretty good. Sioux to me is 5.
Yeah, I've got the Sioux Greyhounds too, Colin. I think our lists are going to look fairly similar. A Greyhounds team that again, I don't think we expected to be really much of anything this year. Expected them to be okay, but not like a powerhouse. So for the Greyhounds right now at 85 goals for, they've given up 74. So that is higher than the average for teams around that area in the standings. But yeah, they've got points in their last 4. Power play, you'd like to see get a little bit higher. Penalty kills, fairly average, but other than that, they're getting results, they're getting wins, they're getting points, and that's all that matters really in the grand scheme of things. So So Sioux, number 5 for me as well. Who's number 4?
4 for me, the London Knights. I think with the Knights, like, they're starting to play good hockey. Look at the way their system's looking. Like, they got guys back. But as they say that, next week, London could be 8th on my list. Like,
Right.
I think that this week, London's 4, tentatively, just above Sault Ste. Marie because of the shootout game.
Yeah.
They won the head-to-head.
Man, I'm going to pull a Colin Ward here. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
You wait.
Man, I'm pulling a Colin.
You wait.
Oh, jeez.
I have a statement this week.
I'm gonna lie. I'm not there yet. Number 4 for me, the Barrie Colts. I know the point totals might be lower than Sioux, but they have points in their last 9. Hemming has been a real boost for the Barrie Colts, and I like what they're doing there. They're up to 10 wins. Yes, that is significantly lower than Ottawa, significantly lower than Brantford, then Windsor, then Sioux, then Flint. But I like the way Barrie's playing right now. Goal differential isn't pretty either. It's just +1. But that's kind of, and I know Marty Williamson's not behind the bench anymore, but that's still kind of the Marty Williamson style where they're not going to beat you on the scoreboard too badly, but they're going to play well. Enough for it to be close and enough for them to win. So for the Barrie Colts, yes, they have less points than the Sioux Greyhounds, but it's hard to argue with points in your last 9
sure.
To now take the division
100%.
lead. So give me the Colts at number 4. Who's number 3, Colin?
They're winning their division, Barrie. Barrie's winning their division, and
it looks like it right now.
Start of the year. I mean, like, you look at their team, the best team on paper, and I think for me, 3 is the Flint Firebirds. The way they're playing right now, and we just said about Flint. Flint to me is number 3. They're dangerous. They've won 6 in a row. Absolutely, they're deserving of being in the top 3. They're they're the hottest team in the league right now, you could say. And I am going with the Flint Firebirds 3.
This is where I'm pulling a Colin Ward. And this is going to sound really bad, but I've got 2 ties. First at number 3 between London and Flint. I'll get to my next ones in a minute, but I think we've gone over Flint enough that it's self-explanatory. They've won 6 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 10. Again, power play, you'd like to see that get up, but at the same time, like, who cares? You're getting points and wins. It is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. It's not always going to be pretty, but as long as you get it done, who cares? And then the London Knights, yeah, they've taken the lead in the division. I know Owen Sound had held it for the majority of the early parts of the season. Kitchener was involved in there as well. But the Knights have only given up 53 goals, which is second best. Yeah, second best in the Western Conference. Kitchener has the least amount of goals against at 50, but the London Knights have the special teams to kind of back up the numbers at 13-5, 3-0. I like them just as much as the Flint Firebirds right now, so that's why I have them in a tie. And Brandon's going to kill me for my graphic. But who you got at number 2?
2 for me, the Brantford Bulldogs. They're not the best team right now. I think, in my opinion, and I know this is going to get around just like you're picking Oshawa in the second round. Brantford's 2 for me. They're not playing good hockey right now. I know they haven't lost in, but you look at their last 4 games. They've gotten dominated by teams that you look in the conference, and it's like they should have lost those games. They lost to Peterborough. Peterborough is a good team. I like. They honestly should have lost to Brampton. They got outplayed to Brampton. They lost to Flint, and they got outplayed to Oshawa. That's not good hockey. Those teams, like, Oshawa's in the 9 spot with 12 points. Brampton's in the 8 spot in the conference. They're not the best team right now. Brantford's 2 for me.
I've got another tie at 2. That's why I think Brandon's going to hate me typing all this in. But I pulled a Colin Ward twice.
Gotta be. You're one behind me now. You need
Thanks,
one
man.
more tie probably to catch me.
Appreciate it. Man, this will probably be the last and only week that I do a tie. Probably
mine too.
But tied for second are Ottawa and Windsor. Again, I still really like Windsor. I know that they've lost 2 in a row. It is what it is. They're 5-3-1-1 in their last 10. I still like the Spitfires. They're still a really good hockey team, and they still deserve to be around the 2-3 in the power rankings, in my opinion. But the Ottawa 67s are giving them a run for their money. And you look at their goaltending in Fedorov and Nelson, they've only given up 52 goals this year. They've scored 83. They have points in their last 9. Special teams is a little bit of a concern. Once you get into February and March and into April in the playoffs, you're not going to win a lot of games if you can't kill penalties and score when you get those man advantages. November. Correct. It is November. They've got some time. So, but they are really pushing the Windsor Spitfires right now for number 2 on my power rankings. So, give me Ottawa and Windsor tied for second. Sorry, Brandon. Who's number 1, Colin?
Ottawa 67s. They're 1 win behind Brantford. I think they're better than Brantford. Obviously, I don't think on paper they are, but right now they definitely are. I really like Ottawa right now as the 1 seed. I think that they've earned that right. They're only 1 win behind them in the win column. Like, why not Ottawa? I like the way they play. They're a tough team to play against. You look at their goals for all day. Ottawa number 1 for me.
Brantford's number 1 for me. Yes, it just because you have 0 in the loss column in regulation. If you're not playing good hockey, I totally get that. That just means you're able to last until extra time, but then you lost.
100%.
Shout out to Brandon for those 2 ties on the graphic below us on YouTube. You still haven't lost regulation. It's hard to argue with that. You've already scored 107 goals. You have a plus 50 goal differential. Your power play's still over 40%. That still earns you number 1, in my opinion.
In a month, it could be 30. Yeah, they could have 6 losses.
Colin, I agree that it hasn't been a good couple of weeks for the Bulldogs. I will say that. It's been good enough where they've able to earn wins against not very good teams, but have also lost to a very good Flint team right now, and to a Peterborough team that is kind of defying the odds and showing everyone, like, sure, Ottawa's on this surge too, but we're still around. We don't have as many points. We're not kind of at the same level as them, but we're going to push for home ice in the first round potentially. But you'd have to lose 4 in a row to match the next closest team for regulation losses in the Windsor Spitfires. I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, they're going to lose in regulation eventually. It's probably going to be once everyone is gone for the World Juniors. And by everyone, I mean,
I think they'll lose
Jake O'Brien to camp. You're going to lose all 3 of your Czechs. Banach, Dravetsky, and Juracek. If they are not at Team Czechia camp and on the team, I think they've got some issues, and they would need to review their player recruitment. And then, does Van Acker get an invite? Danford, Protz, there's guys that could be gone, and you're going to have to fill those holes somehow. And for the Bulldogs, they are going to lose eventually, but in regulation, I should say. They are going to lose in regulation eventually. Hasn't happened yet. They're still number 1. So
I think
those are our
Thursday
lists.
in Niagara.
Man, what's with you and losing in Niagara? You say that every time. Every time. Is it because it's a library?
I mean, they haven't.
Is that why?
No, I think that I've watched the last 4 games. They haven't looked great, and I'm just thinking. I know Niagara hasn't looked great too.
All right, Brandon.
Dressed like a seat night, but I think
Buffalo?
that I believe that in that game, I think that if they get He back, and they get their captain back, and they get momentum, I don't know. I have a bad feeling about it for Brantford. I really do. I think that
I don't know if dump and chase works against the Bulldogs.
But it did last. Well, it didn't work, obviously, because Niagara lost to Brantford.
It maybe worked for the first 15 minutes, but then pretty easy to catch on to what Niagara's plan was.
I thought in that game, though,
and Niagara
they're in a bad stretch right now. 40 out of
Niagara's lost 5 in a row. That's like they're not.
Yeah,
they're
I know,
not
but
playing good hockey right now. But
neither
are the Bulldogs playing.
Yeah,
good
but
hockey.
If Kevin He,
like they're playing okay.
Exactly.
Hockey.
So, hey, it's a game's gonna get right. And I just think Niagara.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
that's a good assessment.
And Kevin He's back. If they get their captain back and Brantford could have two big guys out of the lineup. Sure, and Lane Gallagher's out week to week, lower body injury. That's a big loss. He's their top center. Niagara gets their top guy back.
He's what?
Their captain. I think that did
you just say Lane Gallagher is the top center for the Bulldogs?
He is. Look at the faceoff percentage. Like, I think that 100%. Like, I think Niagara, like I say, they got life, man. Like, I don't know. I think Niagara, it's right there for them on Thursday night.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, all three of us will be there. I think Colin's going to be there. Are you still game time?
Game time.
Game time decision for Colin Ward. Reece Doumani, Brandon Caputo are confirmed in the lineup for the press box in Niagara on Thursday as we walk it off here to another Broncos victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. But
love it.
Speaking as a Steelers fan, sure, we're not in the same division. I'd rather beat Baltimore or Cleveland, or Cincinnati. So especially Cleveland. I hate Cleveland. Nothing good ever came out of Cleveland or Kansas City. Nothing good ever came out of Kansas City. I always say that about the Royals because they're in the same division as the Tigers. You could say the same thing about the Chiefs being in the same division as the Broncos.
Big time. You know what's annoying about KC? Now all of a sudden there's KC fans. It's like there were no KC fans over Mahomes. No one knew who the Kansas City Chiefs were. Like, come on. Like,
oh man,
Tim Tebow beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
I'm not gonna chirp because he also beat the Steelers. So
that was but that was the craziest thing that's ever happened, and one of the craziest things that's ever happened in Denver.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah, that's true. But that'll do it for this week's edition of the OHL in 60 podcast. We did not take a break. We went
121.
An hour and 20. I saw 120 and was immediately like, boom, we went an hour and 20, or we went 120 minutes, 2 hours. We did not. It was an hour and 20 minutes. It was 80 minutes, 81 minutes now. Appreciate everybody that stayed with us along the entire way. We know we got heated. Again, shoot us a message if you think our opinions are dumb or if you love them. We love it. We love the interaction. So please feel free. Shoot us a message on Instagram, Twitter, at the OHL in 60 podcast. Let us know your thoughts on the hit on Dragusica, on the Hemming situation, Letang getting fired by the Sarnia Sting. Let us know. We love to hear it. So everybody, thank you again for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it, whether you're watching us on the Armchair GM Sports Network YouTube page, whether you were listening to us on your favorite audio platform. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again next week. So for Colin Ward, for BC, I'm Reece Doumani. We will chat again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.